to Kelly's Wordy Reactions. I'm Kelly, and we're getting ready to get back into these Diddy trial updates. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and see what the recent updates are. And I was gone for a little while. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, there's a good bit. All right, let's go with this one. All right. After a break, Cassandra Ventura has returned to the stand wearing a light yellow coat. The judge had remarked that the courtroom was cold. An hour ago, the prosecutor questioning Ventura, Emily A. Johnson, has picked back up with discussion of the singer's music career, with Cassie described as stifled amid her relationship with Sean Combs. Ventura testifies that her manager, James Cruz, told her that he was managing her, quote, with one hand tied behind his back. She says he meant that decisions about her career also had to go through Combs, the head of her label and also her boyfriend. All right. Also, about an hour ago, Cassie describes Sean Combs' close attention to and control over her appearance. She says he commented on it daily and made specific demands. He preferred her nails to be painted white, had discussions with her about her breast implants, and said at least once that her hair looked too Mexican. In quotes, she says she spent a lot of time grooming herself for the freak-offs. In quotes, I had to look a certain way during freak-offs, she said, adding that the tenor of his comments about her appearance had a major effect on her self-confidence. All right, about an hour ago, at times in their relationship, let me see. Okay, at times in their relationship, Cassie says Sean Combs or his security would take away her electronic devices, including her laptop or phone. She would get them back eventually. In quotes, it depended on how long I was being punished for, she testifies. Also about an hour ago, the prosecution has shifted to focus on associates of Sean Combs, with whom Cassie had contact. One is Tony Fletcher, a former Bad Boy executive. Cassie says she discussed financial issues with her. Okay, Tony Fletcher. Another is Christina Coram, who was once a chief of staff for Combs and knew the ins and outs of Ventura's schedule. Ventura is now identifying members of Combs' security detail. Okay, also about an hour ago, this case is not just about the conduct of Sean Combs, but about the conduct of his employees as well. The government is beginning to get into the details by identifying individuals who Cassandra Ventura says followed Combs' orders, including a security guard named D-Rock. Ventura says he was one of the people who went looking for her when Combs did not know her location. All right. 40 minutes ago, Cassie testifies about a time in which she said she and Sean Combs were having a freak-off at one of his homes in Los Angeles when one of his security guards, D-Rock, alerted Combs that Suge Knight, a longtime music industry rival, was at a dinner in the city. She says they immediately started getting ready to go meet him, which made her scream and cry in fear. They all left in an SUV, and she was handed a gun to put in her purse. She says that was not the only time she was asked to handle a gun for Combs, which terrified her, in quotes. This testimony mirrors an account from her 2023 lawsuit. Okay, and then about 38 minutes ago, for their first freak off, Sean Combs arranged for a dancer from Las Vegas to have X with Cassandra Ventura. She testifies they took ecstasy and drank alcohol, she says, adding that she felt dirty and confused after, but she felt she couldn't say no to continuing the encounters. I didn't, in quotes, I didn't want to make him upset, she says. I didn't want to make him angry and regret telling me about this experience that was so personal. After the freak-offs started, Ventura testifies they became almost weekly. About 30 minutes ago, Cassandra Ventura testifies that the freak-offs could last 2 to 3 days with no sleep, despite her desire to get rest. Drugs helped keep them awake, she says, choking back tears. She testifies that the encounters made her feel disgusting and humiliated. She says Sean Combs was a different person during those events. His eyes go black. The version of him I was in love with was no longer there, she testifies. My goodness. Okay. Oh. All right, about 25 minutes ago, Cassandra Ventura says she wanted Sean Combs to know that these freak-offs made her feel horrible and worthless, like she had nothing else to offer as a person. She says she expressed those concerns to him multiple times, but he was pretty dismissive. About 19 minutes ago, and this is 1:40 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, so I guess this was about 1:20. The jury saw emails between Ventura and Sean Combs from 2010. Her contact name for him was Pop Pop. She testifies, and that's in quotes, she testifies that he made her use that nickname for him because it was what she called her grandfather. I thought it was weird, she says on the stand. In the email exchange, in the email exchange, Ventura makes a actual invitation to Combs, and Combs responds by asking, "Want to call someone?" referring to an escort. Oh my goodness. She replied that she wanted to just be with him, and she wrote that she wanted to talk to him about something. In quotes, now you don't want to do any more. Wait a minute. Now you don't want to do any more. I already know. Now you don't want to do any more. I already know. Combs replied, adding, "You're so predictable." She testifies that she interpreted his message as him dismissing her expressions of discomfort with the arrangement. Okay. About 17 minutes ago, again, it's 1:42 Central Standard Time. Cassandra Ventura is now listing the places where she and Sean Combs had freak-offs. They occurred mostly in hotels, she says, including New York City, Miami, Los Angeles, Atlanta, Las Vegas, Ibiza, and Turks and Caicos. She says she sometimes booked the hotel rooms, as did Tony Fletcher, a bad boy employee. They would book under pseudonyms, Ventura testifies, including Frank Black and Frank White. All right, about 12 minutes ago, Cassandra Ventura is now testifying about the details surrounding the freak-offs. Assistants and security guards would stock the room with condoms, baby oil, and Astroglide, a lubricant, she says. She testifies that Sean Combs asked that the baby oil be heated and that he wanted her glistening, in quotes, with it, requiring that she apply it in frequent intervals. The encounters were, in quotes, very choreographed. Experiences directed by Combs, she says. Excuse me. And 7 minutes ago, once Cassandra Ventura said Sean Combs asked her to get into a blown up pool filled with baby oil inside. Oh, sorry. Let me start over. Once Cassandra Ventura says Sean Combs asked her to get into a blown up pool filled with baby oil inside a hotel room. She says she was wearing her clothes and shoes and didn't want to, but, in quotes, at that point, I couldn't say no because she was worried about his temper. And also, in quotes, something that Sean wanted to happen, that's what was going to happen, she testifies. And about 5 minutes ago, Cassandra Ventura is deep into testimony about the sexual encounters known as freak-offs at the center of the prosecution's case. Ventura described them as elaborate marathons with another man that fulfilled Combs's desire for voyeurism. She testified that freak-offs quickly made her feel, in quotes, disgusting and, in quotes, humiliated, but that Combs was not receptive to her concerns. All right, y'all, I gotta run, but I'll be back with this is crazy. I'll be back with another handful of updates pretty soon. Okay, thank you for tapping in. Bye-bye.